Take one guy, one specialization, and pitch it as many enemies as possible. You get the one-man army challenge, and that's exactly what I made. The one-man army challenge was possible to be made just because adaptive difficulty exists. If adaptive difficulty did not exist, this kind of challenge would never be possible, because there would be no way to manipulate the numbers of the enemy team and get the result that you need and keep them scaling, right? I will go deeper into this on my main guide. But first specialization I tried was the fighter. Right, so let's go into the gear and then I will show you the talents, alright? The oil. For this challenge I went for the unstable oil and also have unstable oil on the weapon, so now it's 25 and 25. Basically every time you attack you have a 50% chance to proc another attack of opportunity. Okay, this is pretty much irrelevant. Also, the weapon has the initiative oil that every time your unit gets attacked, you have 20% chance to get one valor point. So that was valor generation. The weapon, glory. This is one of the weapons from the arenas. When you are engaged in combat and you deal damage to someone, you gain protection for 1 round. So you get 30% damage reduction, right? Which is nice. The Commander's Battle Plate, which is a Champion's Arena's armor. This is the heaviest armor piece you can find in the game. Has the most amount of armor in the entire game. 2 legendary layers on it, and 1 colossal layer of the Ox for guard and armor. A St. Elior's reinforced layer, 50 armor and 10 guard. Original Lycanthrope reinforced layer. This is a legendary layer from the new Regal DLC. And a classic layer of the Ox, very solid guard and armor. You cannot go wrong with this. This single piece of equipment is one of the main reasons why this challenge was able to happen at all. This comes from the Pit DLC. Has the amazing ability, every time you get attacked, you slice them back with attack of opportunity. In order for this challenge to happen, you cannot hope ever to beat and do enough damage in your own turn in order to beat all the enemies. That would be literally impossible. There had to be a way for passive damage generation, like some way that you can keep doing damage when it's not your turn. And that right there is the reason why that was possible. Because even when we get attacked by someone else, you will still be able to dish out an attack of opportunity and slice them in the face. Passive damage generation, amazing shield, fantastic piece of kit. This is one of the most obscure pieces of equipment I have ever seen in the game. This is from the Beast DLC. It is a medium helmet with a gargantuan amount of armor on it. Another thing that was absolutely necessary for this challenge. Your guy had to be immune to destabilization in some kind of way. Regardless of the amount of armor and guard that you have, if you can get destabilized and have your guard destroyed, then the amount of armor that you have is basically irrelevant, because you are going to be taking full damage from everyone for a while the destabilization lasts. So there had to be a way to let your guy be immune to such effects of weakness, let's say, right? And the best way to do that was to do this. Basically, there is a helmet, the medium helmet of Vermeil, that not only your guy becomes immune to fragility, vulnerability and stabilization, but every time you would get an effect like this, you gain deflection for 1 round instead. You build this and then you give it to one of your tinkerers, they destroy it, and what you get is this enchantment. It's ability 5, and you take that and you plaster it on your helmet. There is no way for you to lose your guard anymore, and your guy can be sure to actually keep his damage reduction for the entire fight. Now let's go to the abilities. So we have the fighter, of course, defensive stance for his level 3 ability. That's pretty much a no-brainer, isn't it? considering that you are going to get smashed in the face continuously and repeatedly by multiple enemies, so you are going to be generating. I took counterattack as another way of passive damage generation to pair it also with a shield, so you have two sources of counterattacks. You have this talent and you have the shield, and you also get fury by this talent and inspiration if you need to. And also one of the reasons why I didn't take this is because we have the helmet that provides deflection too, so I chose damage over extra procs of deflection. Now on level 8, hardcore training makes you immune to all the dot effects and also gives you 2 rage every time you would get an effect like this, and this thing scales all the time during combat. Engage in strike, the amazing damage generation ability. Every time you would get engaged in combat, you get a free damage out, and that can crit, by the way, for level 10. I took this one, defensive riposte, and that's because I do like to manipulate engage and disengage from combat to proc another attack of opportunity. So the result in all this, the maximum number of enemies that the fighter managed to kill was 14 enemies on his own. This is the fighter standing put in the middle of the enemies, taking all the blows and dishing them out. This was the guide. Leave any comments or any questions you may have down below. I will read everything and I will answer to everything you guys asked. The next guide that is coming is the adaptive difficulty guide. I will explain everything there. After that, we are going to go on with the next classes of the one-man challenge. Alright, so if you want more Wartales guides and more endgame builds, subscribe. I have a lot more coming after this one. And that's it. I will see you on the next one. Overlord out.